Hey everybody, Sandra here. Welcome back to my channel. Glad to have you. Today is July 14th, 2019. And so this is what week for France. This is what we call Bastille Day. And they don't use that term. They just call it le 14 juillet. So it's a big day of celebration in France. So I just want to give a shout out to all of our French friends. And now to get straight into it. Yesterday I weighed 111.2 and today I weigh 110.2. My blood pressure today was 108/78 this morning. And keep in mind I have bradycardia and normally my pulse is 45. Today it was 57. So just getting all that out of the way first. And then moving on. One thing I have not shared with the doctors yet, I didn't think it was relevant, but this morning I went ahead and shared with them that this is actually day 3 that I've had a sore throat. So every breath that I take, every time I swallow, it's painful, and that has added to the misery, of having that. Another thing which is kind of odd is when I'm home in Florida, I have a histamine reaction, and so it's like my nose, when I walk into my classroom, or sometimes when I eat something, my nose just starts running. It's just clear, watery, and my nose runs. But I have not had that at all here. In fact, my nasal passages have been so clear that it actually is kind of painful to breathe because there's nothing in there blocking. So cold air, especially with the fan in the room, is hitting inside my nostrils full force with nothing to buffer it. And so basically what's happening is every breath I take is painful and every swallow that I swallow is painful. And it's been that way now, for several days, especially the swallowing. I asked Dr. Joanna during my afternoon checkup today to look and see if it looks like I'm having any problems, whatever I don't even know what they call them, their adenoids or whatever they call it, my tonsils, and she said actually that during a water fast, a sore throat is a common thing, and so not to worry about it, and that actually all of my symptoms have been pretty mild compared to what some people go through, and so this could be the start, of big changes happening. Today is day 9. And I forgot to check to see how many hours I'm in, but it'll be in the title of this video. But if you've seen me swallow funny these past few days, it is because my throat hurts. So I have to think about it when I swallow because it hurts, and I, don't really particularly look forward to having to swallow. Okay, so all 3 of us have been pretty doggone tired. We're still tired. We're still walking around here like the Walking Dead. We're like zombies. We walk so slowly. Today I made myself walk a little bit here around the backyard to try to, see if that would increase my mood some, because I feel like not only am I dealing with fatigue, but also with the throat thing and the nose thing, it's just adding to it. Plus just feeling sorry for myself because I'm not eating. I do still miss eating. And I am planning on making it to day 14 at least. But hopefully tomorrow, being day 10, I'll start to see some results. Or I know things are going on inside of me. I would just like to see some of them. But maybe tomorrow that'll start happening. We'll see, because you got to get pretty deep into this. Okay, so next is I want to give a shout out to Debbie. Thank you so much for calling me last night. I really enjoyed our conversation. And also Stine, you have been texting with me back and forth, and I very much enjoyed chatting with you. And Nalita, today you and I got to talk on the phone, and it was super helpful to talk to you, and all 3 have really lifted my spirits. So I just want to thank y'all very much for communicating with me. Okay, so this morning I went ahead and bit the bullet and showed Dr. Joanna the deodorant that I brought with me that I've still been using the whole time, which I love this stuff, and it's Schmidt's brand. I absolutely adore this, and of course I'm going to go back to using it when I'm done with this water fast. But she did recommend looking at it. I mean, there's no aluminum in it, and it is just deodorant, natural deodorant, and not an antiperspirant. But she did recommend that while I'm water fasting that I not use this, that I try to go without, because you know, it is chemicals that I'm allowing to be absorbed into my body, and the whole idea of a water fast is to not have any chemicals coming in. I also asked her if I could start using, because I thought this would increase my spirits too, if I could just enjoy that minty, fresh taste after I brush my teeth. And this is um, the toothpaste that my doctor recommended, because I have periodontitis, gum disease, and so I had brought this with me. I use this all the time at home, and I have not been using it. I've just been using water. And so this morning I asked her, and she said, again, I just recommend that you not use any chemicals at all. So the Schmidt's was my only thing that I've been using. So I'm going to follow her instructions. She said, it is your fast. You can do it if you want to, but I recommend that you not. And I'm going to follow her instructions. And I mean, they're purists when it comes to water fasting. Everybody in the NHA is purists when it comes to water fasting. And I really do believe that that's the way to go. And all these people who fast and they drink black coffee and they drink tea and they take in pink Himalayan salt, and they do whatever that stuff is, MCT oil or whatever, CBD oil, I don't even know what any of that is, and they think it enhances their fast. I believe they're making a mistake. I think that, you know, the best fast is just the pure water fast and nothing else. So, you know, I'm following those. I'm going to go ahead and follow those instructions 100% for the remainder of my, for the whole time here. The only thing I have been using was the fragrance-free Schmidt's, but I'm going to stop using that. As of today, I stopped using that. Okay, so the shower soap that we use is Castile soap, and she also has a shampoo that is very, very pure that we use in the bathroom, and so it's fragrance free, very pure. So it's about to start raining, so let me hurry this up. We you know, we use that every day. Okay, so it's raining on me right now. Oh, and also this morning or yesterday, Dr. Joanna gave us some aloe, fresh aloe in a little aluminum thing, and so I am going to put that on. She said put it on. Okay, sorry about that. It's starting to rain and I don't have the energy to do this again, so I'm just going to, today is down and dirty. Really sorry about that. I'm going to have to handhold this. So she said put the aloe on first and then put the cocoa butter on. So that's what I did this morning, and I really like that. When I get back home, I'm going to get a couple of aloe plants to keep in my yard and start putting on aloe first, and maybe get a gentler lotion than what I'm currently using. So, okay. The last thing I want to talk about is, like I said, when I talked to Nolita today, she really encouraged me and shared with me some things that are going on with her right now that have encouraged her to really lean heavily on the Serenity Prayer. And I asked her, well, how often do you say it, like once a morning, or how often do you quote the Serenity Prayer? And she goes, well, I quote it in the morning and I quote it throughout the day. I have it on my phone and I read it. And then she shared with me that there was actually a second verse. I had no clue that there was more to it. Everybody knows the first part. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So we all know that part. But did you know the second part, which is living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking, as he did, this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever in the next. And that really struck a chord with me. I enjoyed that very much, and I'm going to start using the entire Serenity Prayer as well. And thank you, Nalita, for the nourishment and the encouragement that I got from you today. I very much enjoyed and appreciate you sharing that with me. And when I read this, I think where it says living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time. And not only do we sometimes have to enjoy one moment at a time, but we also sometimes have to challenge ourselves to make it through one moment at a time. When our life becomes difficult, we have to trudge through and say, I can make it another minute. You know, like with our whole food plant-based eating, and if you're still addicted to sad foods, or if you're still a victim of emotional eating, sometimes you literally have to take it 1 minute at a time to get through that. And what I'm doing here with this water fast is I am going 1 minute at a time. And figuring, I'm doing what I have been doing now for a long time. Figure it out, make it work. And today, the way that I have made it work is I have literally been watching shows to take my mind off of my, let me just use the word, misery. Because with my nose and with my throat and with this just wanting to eat feeling, it has been kind of miserable today. And so I think I'm going through some changes. Plus, I didn't sleep again last night. I maybe slept 3 hours last night. So that was another thing, is I've been very tired. And today, instead of going in there and taking a 2.5-hour nap like I did yesterday, I said, nope, I'm not going to sleep during the day today. I am going to stay awake, and maybe that will help me in sleeping better tonight. So I'm going to try to stop sleeping during the day, because I lay there at night and I just feel like I have worms in my blood stream, and are almost like, you know, when people just describe restless leg syndrome, I feel that way all over myself. And so I, am trying to figure out how to stop that at night. I'm sorry that I don't have anything more encouraging to say today, or anything informative to say, but I just have not had the energy today to put anything together. But I did want to share with you that if you didn't know it, that there is more. And even if you're not a religious person, there is more in that second half that I find useful. I am a Christian, but the part about living one day at a time, that whole what is the expression? What's that Latin expression? Carpe diem. Okay, and enjoying one moment at a time, and just be in the moment. But sometimes you have to challenge yourself to make it through one moment at a time when the times are not so good. Accepting the hardships as the pathway to peace. And then the other part that I wanted to mention, where it said, that the sinful world is as it is. Sometimes we just have to make do with the way things are, and we just have to figure out how to, make the way we want to be fit in, so that we can survive and thrive with the way things are. And that was something that Nalita and I were talking about, is, with her upcoming trip, what are some things she can do on her trip to make it to where she can stick to her plan. So we were volleying back and forth some tips on how it can be easier for her to stick to, with her whole family, to stick to her whole food plant-based plan while they are on their vacation. And then you just have to figure it out and make it work, and take it one day at a time. So that's about all I got for today. I'm sorry this is not, a little bit more organized. I've tried to be organized, just not happening today. But I hope still that you'll just give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe click the notification button. I am trying to do one a day while I'm doing the fast. And today is day 9, and I plan to at least fast until day 14. And then I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do after that. So I'm committed to doing a video a day up through day 14. All right, so I will sign off for now. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Okay, bye.